Welcome back, everybody. Episode 14, first of the year, 2024. First of all, how are the New Year's resolutions going?
They're going pretty well, actually.
Yeah.
I have been eating very well, comparatively, and eating homemade food. I've been cooking every day.
Okay.
Basically, eating a lot of fruits because I cut down sugar.
That's the cheat code, man. I've been trying to do that too. Now mirroring you a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've been just destroying some oranges. That's about it, man.
No, I got pears, I got apples, I got grapes. I'm going all the way with this shit.
I do gotta diversify. I did learn that I take a fiber. I put like a fiber powder into water in the morning. Found out that's got 12 grams of sugar. So I'm like, you know what?
Gotta go.
That's not counting. That just doesn't count.
I mean, you're kind of shitting it out. So
that's what I'm saying, right? Of course, I got my parents the sugar-free one, and me thinking I was the one that got us the sugar-free one.
So you're gonna give your parents the people that are retired, old-aged individuals the sugar one, and yourself the sugar-free one because you want it to be healthier.
Well,
because fuck their health.
Yeah, you know. Hey, listen, man.
They don't need to watch the weight.
Also,
it's not about weight.
Also, it's a confusing statement. Okay, it says there's sugars in it, but it reduces your sugar levels. Just saying.
But if you use the sugar-free one, then it goes negative.
Yeah, but I will say I put in 10 ounces of water, 12 grams of sugar for that. It's not bad. Not bad. I mean, a Coke or a Pepsi is going to be like 40, 50 in a 12-ounce can. So
why stop there? 60.
You know what? Let's go.
70.
No, but so basically, my second nature has become looking at ingredients now. That's all I fucking do.
Yeah.
I look at like the first thing, like when I get a food item, is like, let me check the ingredients.
What is
sugar,
it?
Sugar. Oh, the rest of the stuff. Okay, we're good. The thing is, actually, most of the stuff that does not have sugar is inherently healthy with other ingredients as well.
Okay.
Which is weird because that's the pattern I've noticed so far.
Go figure, right? Like you have the added sugars. I'm torn on these sugar alcohols. On whether whether those foods are still good or not. No, like, you know, when you do, oh my God, there's a very popular one these days. It's in some seltzers. They don't, like, that's like something that comes from like the stevia leaf or something
aspartame?
Like that. No. I knew that would trigger you. Well, I think aspartame does qualify as a sugar alcohol, but there's other ones.
Don't ever drink aspartame.
Yeah, Vizzies have them. And that was the big thing that they called out. I was like, hey, like, nah, don't do that.
Remember when guys used to have like cool second natures, like, you know, protecting their family and hunting and shit instead of checking ingredients?
It's gotten more selfish though. He's doing it for himself first, right? He wants to be healthy, feel healthy, but at the cost of his wife's enjoyment as far as food goes.
No. She's on board with this. She likes it.
Okay.
She, for the first time since I've been cooking for the last 6-7 months, she told me that it was a good week of food.
Dang.
So I think we're doing great in terms of 2024 so far.
Okay.
I have been working out almost every day.
Yeah.
I took like 2, cool off days, but I mean, yeah.
People that work out called up rest days.
Dude, I will say I'm old. Like I just feel old because I've been going to treadmill every day. I skipped one day. And that was just because legit just forgot to go to the gym. And my legs hurt.
How old are you?
Oh, yeah, my legs hurted last night.
Like, to the point where, like you know, this is going to be a bad comparison, but, like, you know how, like, pregnant women compare about their feet swelling when they're in flights and stuff? Like, I felt like the blood was just settling at my feet.
Dude, I put my wife, use her as a weighted blanket. Just so, like, it's it's better when there's some weight on it and then the blood fluctuates better.
I'm just imagining your wife planking across your legs.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's gonna be like, "Is this like even helpful?" It's probably not, but
it helps, man.
I need to get better.
Let me keep this in my head.
Yeah, I need to get better shoes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I use my shoes are cross training shoes, like they're just random Nikes. You guys make fun of me for it because like I bought a pair of Nikes before that I replaced.
It's been
with
the same
exact pair.
Yeah, it's the same pair.
I'm like,
I don't think you ever bought a new pair.
Yeah, I've been hearing about OnClouds and Hokas. I think you have OnClouds.
I have Hokas as well.
You have Hokas. I hear that OnCloud is more gimmicky than Hoka, but they're both good. Like Hoka is more science based.
I think all shoes are good, like all these running shoes are good, you really have to, and I didn't believe it until I actually went and tried on a different shoes.
Yeah.
Like you have to go to a running shop and put on these shoes and walk around or run on their treadmill and see. Sometimes we just believe that, oh, shoes just need to open up, but not when you're running. Not these shoes. These shoes don't need to open up as much. They do need to open up to a certain degree, but for the most part, I think they are pretty well.
Okay.
Like there were some shoes, and that's why these running shoes things, they'll give you like 1 month to return them.
I get you.
So even after you break in, quote unquote, right,
Yeah.
you still have some time to get adjusted to it. So I had, I think, the On Clouds, and I had this one other pair, which were really nice. Forgot the name of them, but they just kept hurting me every time I ran.
Are you talking about Allbirds?
No. These were like, I think they're called Zeros or something like that, where they're like flat on the ground. Like it gives you almost.
I know what you're talking about. But that's their thing, right? They're supposed to be kind of like, it's like walking barefoot.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right?
Well, it's not one of those gel thingies that they talk about, but this was actually a running shoe that they. It's for zero, where you feel you feel your weight, right? Like these shoes kind of give you like the On Clouds that I have give you kind of like a bump when you're running.
Yeah.
It makes me feel faster. Maybe I am faster because of them, but
a little more spring in your step.
Yeah, a little more spring in your step versus the complete flat.
Okay.
And most runners, like proper runners, prefer that when they're doing like marathons and stuff.
Oh,
so I was like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I bought them and it started hurting in a month. Went back, returned it, and got Hoka's instead.
Nice. All right. So health is going well so far.
Yeah.
Working out's been going really well. I think as far as the ones I listed last week, I mean, haven't done any of those, but working on that. How about you?
I have none. I'm just trying to stay exactly the same.
Nice.
Don't want to change at all.
Fair enough.
I am.
And so far, you are the same.
I am. Yeah, I have. Actually,
That's fake.
It's actually different. I actually did change. I, for some fucking reason, improved my sleep.
Didn't you say you went to the gym 3 days in a row? You didn't go to gym before?
I did.
That's a lie. I will never believe him.
Last summer.
No, up until Thanksgiving, you did really good.
Yeah,
right?
I was really good at the gym. I did.
Because he had that bet.
Oh, no.
Which he never took us out on.
Whatever motivation.
I did it.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we didn't take him out, but yeah, whatever motivation is there is. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So
you're still the same.
I stayed the same. Actually, I didn't because I ended up getting a better sleep schedule.
Yeah.
I would I'm gonna have a rough couple of months of work, so I kind of anticipated that I'm gonna need sleep. So I have been just working 11 hours a day, coming home, eating, and going straight to sleep.
Man,
getting like 8 to 9 hours of sleep a day. It's crazy.
I don't envy you, but at the same time, I will say that's more sleep than I get. So that's a lot of good discipline there, man, for sure.
Oh, I get 8 hours of sleep now. Yeah. I have to go inside the bedroom at 12, latest 1.
Because that's where the work begins, huh? Am I right?
Well, New Year's check is going pretty well. We got a lot of content here this week. We have a lot of like newsworthy things that went down. We have some fun Reddit stories and overall, it's just good to be back in the studio.
Yeah, I actually learned a fun fact that I think you guys would enjoy. So I know we talked a little bit more about like the Mortal Kombat games. Aside from the podcast, did you know that the Mortal Kombat theme song is Scandinavian hymn?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, didn't.
Yeah, it's a Scandinavian hymn. It's a Finnish hymn.
I swear to God, I almost bought it.
I was like, if that's an actual hymn, dope as fuck. I need to hear more, man. Pretty dope.
But just imagine like monks in like a circle just going
low, mid, and high key. That's what I picture in my head.
Another thing that's different from the last time we recorded is this time you actually have a working mic.
I know, my gosh. I didn't even know that until the end. And then, of course, I'm listening to myself, and I'm like, man, I just sound like I'm like just screaming into the mic from like the other side of the room.
It was so echoey when we were editing it. We just had to like amplify it so we could hear you. Otherwise, it would have just been like random parts of the episode just gone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just to utilize a word you recently used or learned, he might have been at a secondment.
We'll pretend like that worked, okay? We'll pretend that worked. Also, fun little tidbit here, right? We for all the audience out here, right? We went to see Andrew Schultz.
That was so fun.
Yeah, I'll say he was dope. The content was very different than we expected. Well, I expected. I don't want to speak for you both, but the content was very different than I expected, but it was as funny and interactive or engaging as I expected it to be from someone who's that good, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've seen some of his comedy specials, but I think this one was probably the better ones. Maybe just because of, like, we were there and the whole ambiance and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was very good with crowd work, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why it was so surprising to see how good he did, right? Because I've seen his other specials. Of course, we're all big fans of the podcast, and we've seen his like YouTube videos of the crowd work that's being done, right? So you would think that it's gonna be like, oh, generic, like, oh, laugh at these people, which is so funny.
Yeah.
But like, haha, like this, or like the Jamaican runner in the park story. But no, this took a different turn, and I really liked it. Because he's diving into real stuff about his life. Maybe this is just stuff that we didn't get to see on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, they do run the second best podcast in the world.
That's true.
So,
And I'll say, I think you hit on a very good point there. He had a lot of rich content or very rich topics that he could dive into, especially in his personal life. And I will say, like, the opening acts were okay. The first guy was funny. Like, very funny. I forgot what his name was. I wish I remembered his name, but his boy Mark was okay.
It was okay. I didn't connect with him as much. I think he was probably the weakest part of the show. If I had to find the weakest part,
I like him on the pod. I just didn't. I actually didn't know that he was a comedian himself. I thought he was just like
a friend.
Just a good friend that was like, hey, like, I'm trying to start like we were, right? We're friends, right? So we started this pod and we're like, hey, we have great topics, great conversations. Let's start recording.
I think my comedy skills are on par with Mark's comedy skills.
Wow.
I'll say
diss him like that.
I don't think Mark's that bad, man.
He's not that bad, but I think I'm that great.
Yeah, I think my favorite part, and weird as it sounds, was the intro.
Oh, yeah.
By any sort of measurement, long ass intro, like 5 minutes. Literally, they had a timer, and it was 5 minutes, and they were just playing highlights of this dude's life. But dope as hell. Like, you get like 6, 7 amazing ass songs to like a highlight reel of him hanging out with his friends, living his life with his wife, traveling the world. And it's like what you would introduce like a rap artist for. And I think that was the dopest shit ever, because I was like engaged for those 5 minutes. I was at no point I was like, oh well,
that's the best way to put it, I think.
Yeah,
let's get on with the show.
You're sitting there watching the show, and honestly, like you're saying, right? It was a well recorded, put together 5-minute music video is basically what the vibes was getting. Dope. I forgot what the song was, but it just fit very well. It was hyped all the way through. I mean, it was it was a mashup, right? It was a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
And so we're just sitting there like just running, like just naming the list, right? So
I kind of want to just replace his photos with my photos and then just use the same soundtrack. I think it would be a dope video.
Hell yeah.
But no, even content wise, I think it was rich as hell. And yeah, just a great time, man. And the boys got flagrant that night.
And really efficient is the best way to put it. We're like, I was worried that we're gonna sit there and watch like 15, 20 opening acts and then be like, okay, now we're at now we're actually seeing Andrew. And but 2 good, I mean, I'll say objectively good opening acts, and then you had a very good like show for an hour 15, right?
And I could tell that like there's a reason why he's so good and so recognized, right? He does the work.
Yeah.
Like I seen like another leg of this tour online, and every location he goes to, he has specifics he talks about. Even when he's doing crowd work or in his jokes, he pulls out some stuff. Like if he's talking about Seattle, he'll bring out stuff about Seattle. If he's talking to people in Abu Dhabi, he'll bring stuff out. Not just like generic things. Like he's not gonna go to fucking New York. Well, he's from New York.
I would say he can easily pull some shit there.
Like he's not gonna go to California and be like, oh yeah, like homeless people in LA, right? Like no, he brings out like spots only locals will know about, things only locals will know about, and like just references.
Yeah, and I'll say this, right? Like, I mean, I'm a little bit mixed on that because I feel like when he called these references out, it was more like kind of just some hit, some didn't, right? Like, and so, but again, this is work he didn't need to do necessarily. It's just something that connects with us, but we're already connected to him going in, right? So like you're paying, I mean, we paid a decent amount of money to go see him and see what it's like to actually run a good pod. But that was mad dope.
Yeah.
Moving on to like our next kind of like big area that I want to kind of cover here. A lot of stuff happened this week over the last couple of weeks, I guess, really. But really, I mean, a lot of this literally happened in the last couple days as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Last couple of days, like my phone has just been blowing up. It's been one thing after the other.
Yeah. So like a couple things I'll throw, like just no specific order here, but the University of Michigan won the national championships for college football. Sure, I guess that's whatever. I have no connection to the team. Won. All the sports bet I did with them, I did okay. They kept winning, so I should have just bet on them winning, but they were like always aggressively favored no matter who they played.
Oh yeah, I made a huge mistake today about like congratulating a coworker about their win because I know that they were from Michigan. Apparently, it doesn't matter.
Oh, East Lansing, huh?
Yeah, there's like 2 Michigan schools and they fucking hate each other.
Michigan State, yeah.
So that was my bad, I guess.
That was your bad, honestly. That was your bad.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Why would you do such a thing?
So, but I will say, right, like Michigan, very dominant team this year. No real comparison besides like maybe Georgia, but then they got manhandled by Alabama. Additionally, big crypto news this week for all you people who lost a shit ton of money and then somehow gained some of it back.
People are still doing that crypto shit,
right? So I'm actually personally I'm impacted by this as well. But the first part I'm not as much. But ETFs are under review, pending approval by the SEC. A little funny little bit on that. There's a tweet apparently came out from the SEC saying that all these ETFs are getting approved tonight and will be listed tomorrow. Yeah, they got hacked, or at least that's what the chairman Gary Gensler is saying. They're like, we got hacked. It's like, okay, that's convenient, man.
Isn't
right?
the whole point of crypto to like, well, crypto and Web3 and all of these things to like make sure that you don't get hacked as easily?
That's what I thought, right? But again,
well, I guess the government is not on.
They
that,
don't like it, right? They don't like crypto, and so the other thing is, I've actually had some exposure to the other side of it. Not the actual like blockchain and all that stuff, but like the actual like regulation stuff around it. And I've done some research on it. It's like, I think it's overdue for some actual regulation, but that kind of goes against the whole concept of crypto. But you have a few bad apples that kind of ruin it for everything else. So, which brings me to my next crypto topic about there's the voting for the settlement related to Gemini Earn, which is one of the last large companies that were impacted by the FTX collapse. That settlement vote is supposed to be due today. You're supposed to whatever voting is supposed to get done. There's so much shit behind it. Basically, and this is gonna piss all of us off. Pisses me off just saying it, much less reading it before. So don't say I'm not getting my money back. So I swear to God. So here's the thing. So if you owned Bitcoin or any of the other main currencies, right? The way that the plan is written, if you owned the cryptocurrency, whatever it is, you take the value it was at as of some point in January 2023, and you're going to get priced 60% of that. And so the range they're offering is 60 to 100% of your value back. But it's at January 2023 prices. So if you had Bitcoin back then, it was at $20,000.
Well, yeah, it was shit.
Right? It's at $47,000 now, maybe 45. Right?
So you're getting 60% of 20%. Sorry, 60% of that $20,000.
Yeah, so
well, not $20,000.
60% of 50% of the value right now.
Yeah.
So you're getting screwed, right? Like that's 30%. So for every Bitcoin you have, you're getting 0.3.
But that's for just anything you had in the Gemini account. What about like the Gemini coin?
So Gemini coin is okay, but you still lose. You may lose 60% of it. But it's because that's the whole thing.
How is that okay?
How is that okay?
It all depends on their settlement, right? Because the problem is this, man, and this is where it gets annoying. Because like they have the money, but because they can hide behind these legal walls, they can say that like this entity doesn't have the money, and this is the entity that needs to pay everybody. Like their parent company of Genesis, which is the big problem here. Their parent company is DCG. They have the money. They still have an actively running trading platform. But they're like, well, we are separated from Genesis, so we're not going to fucking give any money. And so the reason is that's why the plan says 60 to 100%. And so we might get 100% back, like of the Gemini coin. That's going to be best case, but you lose the interest, right? You're not going to get the 8%.
I don't care about the interest. I just want my money
back.
back.
And I'm like, dude, like just give me my fucking money back, right? Like it shows a pending balance, give it back. But we might lose 60%. Or sorry, 40%. Sorry, we might lose 40% and get 60% back, which is not as bad as the coins, like the actual crypto coins that were not just made up by them, right? But still kind of, it sucks, right? People put retirement money into this. People put I treat this like it's kind of like a savings account, right? Like a high yield savings account.
Dude.
And so I'm sitting thinking, I'm like, dude, this is bogus.
You know what's the stupid part though? Before they announced, I think November not last year, the year before.
22, yeah. What's all this shit happened now?
Yeah. That's when they started closing down and you can't take your money back or whatever. I put money in September.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, fuck.
So I invest in these bonds through another company, not a paid affiliate, but would love for it, through an app called Worthy. All right. And what they do is they have small $10 bonds that fund small businesses, and they're yielding 5%, right? Genesis or Earn, whatever, Gemini Earn, dropped their rate from 8% to 5.5 or something. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? I just pulled a shit ton of money out. Again, shit ton in my context, not it's not like crazy money, but pulled a bunch of it out, and I was trying to pull the rest of it out, and that's when the withdrawal stopped. So I got 70, 80% of my money out, but the rest of it's just trapped there, and that's the part that hurts. But yeah, so that vote is done today.
100%. Let's hope for
100%, man. And there's still a lot of news coming out about it. They got some money. And I don't know, man. I'm just like, you know what? If I get 100%, I don't care. If I get 90%, I'm gonna be a little bit annoyed, but I don't care. 60%, that's insulting.
Yeah.
I think this will be very interesting for you. Apple Vision Pro. Apple announced their release date for the Vision Pro.
Yeah, I don't love this one-upmanship that these companies do, because CES started yesterday. Yeah. That's a big consumer electronics show, happens in Vegas every year around usually the first weekend of January. Yeah. Right? It's a big thing. Basically, every single company you can think of is there, right? Except Apple, obviously, because Apple just does their own thing. Yeah. Google has a smaller booth, but they usually do something because, Android and stuff.
Yeah.
And Chromebooks and stuff like that.
And I'm sure Android probably got a big presence because it's way more cross-platform than Apple's stuff is, right? So
yeah. So right when the CES starts, first thing in the morning, Apple sends out the press release that, hey guys, Vision Pro available February 2nd, I think.
Oh, that's real soon.
Yeah, it's real soon. And you can start pre-ordering from January 19th. Do I think that Apple Vision Pro is going to be absolutely one of the most game-changing products ever? I'm mid about that.
I was going to say probably. Could be, right?
It could be. I feel like I think it should be as big as the new iPhone, right? Like the first iPhone.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, whoa, this recent iPhone, no. I have it. Not too happy about it 6 months later. Or how many months later? 3 months? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like I had this thing forever, but
because it's the same. Like you don't feel any different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Vision Pro is supposed to start at $3,500.
Ugh.
Yeah, $3,500. I really just can't justify the cost of it.
And if you have I don't know our sales tax rate, but that's $400 in tax.
Yeah, and if you have contacts, then that's another $150, depending on the $99 to $150, depending on the lens that you need to get.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I actually have not done any research on how you wear it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool. Okay, so from all the reviews I've read, they're saying that they have nailed the finger gestures and things like that. It's
because you have to probably. I mean, you can't. Can you do it at literally your side?
Yeah.
Really?
They recommend just sitting and just putting your hands on your thighs or whatever.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of in front of you still.
So the sensors are all around the headset. Yeah. So in all directions, and their field of view is kind of obviously overlapping. So you could do it from the corners and stuff. But I think the most intuitive way of doing it is from like when you're sitting, you could do it from your sides, or you could do it from your when you have it on your thigh.
Like treat it like a remote kind of, right? Like your hand can be.
Your hand is basically your hand does everything, and they're saying that they have tracked it, and especially eye tracking.
I was going to say, I think they focus a lot on eye tracking.
Yes, they're saying that it's smooth as hell and it feels magical, like an Apple product usually is. So I'm excited for that. But then
Seamless.
There was also an update for the iPhone, only the Pro Max, no other iPhones.
Man. I was going to say, I didn't get one, dude.
It's the 16.2 iOS update, and that allows you to shoot spatial videos.
Oh.
So spatial videos are basically just 3D videos.
Yep.
But they make you, but the way it shoots it, so the way we're sitting, like we're pretty close. If I record you in this situation, I'm going to feel like you're actually there when I wear this headset.
Oh,
me.
I see.
Like, so the only use case that I can see of is 2 use cases: birth and death. When your baby is born, when your baby is growing up, I think it's great. And if you want to remember your grandparents or parents or whatever,
you're forgetting what most of human advancement rests on: porn.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know where he's going with this one.
Actually, that could
be
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But like,
but do you want to be
recording
there?
something? Yeah.
Do you want to be there when you're watching porn? Like when 2 people?
No,
it's for the producers and or whoever, like the.
Oh my god, dude!
You're a cuck.
No, motherfucker! It's for a POV. Like,
I guess.
Imagine, Jesus, man.
Damn.
And also, why did you think that like someone wants to watch a recording of themselves watching porn?
I would believe that some people do that.
Some people do that
because that feels, given the kind of crazy shit out there, that doesn't feel too crazy.
We saw that movie. Remember, we recently saw this movie called Animal.
Oh, okay. I'm
completely different.
I'm like, I don't know what movie did you guys watch?
Maybe you just had a wet dream, dog.
No. There's this movie called Animal where basically these 2 people have sex on the plane. And because they own the plane, they got and this guy can't have sex anymore. Or I guess it just doesn't work because of other reasons. Like when you watch this movie, well, it's a 3.5-hour movie.
Gee, man.
I think it's not a good movie.
I don't know. I didn't know where that was going.
But okay, so they retrieve the sound they were making of themselves having sex from the black box, and that was something that the girl liked.
Oh,
listening to them having sex.
Oh, and by the way, the crazy part, she had no idea they were being recorded. So then she was kind of like turned on by that. She's like, "Oh, you recording the entire time?"
Yeah, let's go.
Well, but I mean, the black box just records everything anyway. Like it's just like you don't really not something that he turned on the switch for. You know,
you don't really think about that, you know?
Yeah, because it's actually a lot of work to be able to release the black box stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of work, right? A lot of legal shit you got to get through. Because you're recording like what, a couple hundred people, maybe.
Well, this was a private plane.
I mean, no, in this case, that's why like it probably came out. He's like, yeah, I own this plane.
And she listened to this in a church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a shit movie, man. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
But
it's hot.
but moving right along here, right? So Sony at CES demoed an EV. Now that doesn't sound anything like crazy.
No, it's weird as hell because like Sony releasing a car is weird itself.
And then, but here's the thing: it's partnered with Honda Mobility or whatever. But basically, they controlled that car with a PS5 controller.
Did they not learn shit from Ocean Gate? Like, what the fuck's happening with people?
Yo, it's not Logitech.
It don't matter.
Yo, PS5 controllers are pretty good. They're pretty good.
Hey. Dude. The new Need for Speed game is gonna be sick. It's Asphalt 2024 edition.
So I recently saw Gran Turismo, the movie, right? And not gonna lie,
you were like the live thing. Actually, there was a race by my house.
Not gonna lie. So have you guys seen the movie Ender's Game or read the books?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
So you know the whole thing was like he's controlling like chips and stuff, right? I thought that's what this movie was gonna be. It's like controlling like there's all these like driverless cars on racetracks, and there are people watching it, right? And there's no stakes for the drivers, right? Because they're just in their own place. And then I saw some of the footage of like, and I'm like, I had a whole ass story made up in my head about this movie that was way off.
So I actually went in and like my like as soon as you guys said that like, oh yeah, like controlled by PS5 controllers. My head went in a similar space where it's like, man, rich people would pay poor people to drive in these cars
Just
that
sit in
they're
there.
controlling.
Yeah.
Wait, why would you need to put any person in the car?
Like,
If
no,
they're
like,
Just to
controlling
freak
it?
them out.
To
Kind of
like
thing.
not freak them out. Like, you could just like get like a simulation where like you're getting video recordings of like, you know, random person, and let's say like poor random person in Russia. So you're getting feedback of like exact roads and stuff they're driving on, but technically you are driving.
I don't get it.
I don't fully get it, but it's like, what do you mean feedback?
As in like there's cameras set up in this car.
Yeah.
But just reactions.
that this poor person is in.
Oh, he's just talking about just reactions of the car is
Not
moving.
just
without-
reactions, but like you're like this is their POV that you are getting,
But
but
you-
you're controlling the car.
But then what's
Why
the
do you need
POV?
why do you need a person in there though?
Yeah,
That's the part missing.
just not getting it.
Just to get their POV,
Listen, you need to
like a proxy
work on this idea a little bit.
workshop.
Coming
Workshop
soon.
this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just imagine asphalt or Need for Speed with
Dude,
real cars.
I mean, man, that'd be pretty dope. The inside was naturally all digital, like all full digital dash, and they had like that yoke style
The real car.
steering wheel. The actual car, yeah, the
Yeah.
actual car had a yoke style steering wheel, which I'm like, I don't know how I feel about those.
You said that about. I don't know if my Tesla, the electric car, the auto braking thing. You said that, and now you love that shit.
Oh yeah, don't get
So-
me wrong. I always eat my words, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna love this yoke style.
Get
What?
the Model S
Bro, you act like I got that kind of dough.
because I know you got that kind of dough.
Model S, man, it's also not practical.
Yeah, I guess. If
All
you,
I'm hearing right now is just Mario Kart with the bros.
Yo,
Mario Kart, Sony. Well, no, that's
So-
Nintendo. Never mind.
No, but like
a Nintendo, I guess you can get
live
into that,
Mario Kart, like
Yeah. But why? What? I don't understand. So you just want to like destroy cars?
He just wants to destroy cars.
kind of. It's like Hot Wheels, but real. Like imagine you're
But
like
Hot
at a
Wheels
racetrack.
break, and Hot Wheels are like indestructible too. Also at the same time,
dude,
I don't know how.
Yeah. I will always find a way to step on one and like either scream out in pain or like almost slip.
Just fuck your shit
But
up.
guess what? Every time you stepped on it, the Hot Wheels is totally fine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not a fucking scratch.
No. Those things. It's like the classic case of like the old Nokia phones, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you drop your phone breaks. Back then, 4 breaks.
Oh, did you hear about that thing about the iPhone? Sorry, we're like
Oh,
completely.
thought he
you
was
sent
gonna-
this out.
Okay, so
Yeah, you sent something
basically
out.
there was
in classic case, you'll understand it later, but like the link didn't work for me. But-
dude, nothing works for you.
I thought he was just
Sell your
gonna-
phone right now.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Dude.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna redo my joke, where it's like, "Yo, did you hear about like that finish in?"
Yeah, it's like the Mortal Kombat theme song.
No. So, I mean, the iPhone is actually not the main story, but it became the main story because, Apple. What happened is there was this flight that the passenger door just popped open and mid-flight.
Oh, I didn't know this is where you're going. Okay.
I thought he was just like, "Yo, there was this flight to Malaysia this one time." Funny story.
Funny story. They never fucking found it.
No. So this flight, the door just kind of popped off and...
Oh, the window. Yeah, it was a window.
No, it was a door. It was
Oh,
an
is that-
emergency door.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that okay?
The window was cracking and like it was like making
Fucking
noise.
terrifying.
Yeah.
It's so terrifying. But so everyone's like breathing oxygen and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
What else do you breathe?
Through the mask.
through the fucking,
Through the mask.
through the mask, man.
I'm like, are you supposed to breathe something else?
In case of emergency.
So like all of that shit is going on, and finally they land. But a few days later, this person who lost his iPhone in the process, he found it in the middle of nowhere,
No fucking way.
and it survived.
Yo.
With full like it only dropped like 3 or 4 percentage points in battery.
Yo. I mean, it's a very different country, but goddamn.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. I have so many questions.
he probably did find my iPhone and he found it.
I guess he seeked it out. Okay, I thought you just like happened to be like, it's gone. And then it's like, wait, no, it's not. I just found it in this random street in this random country that was on the flight path of what I was going. Like,
Dude, how insane is that?
that's oh god, that freaks
Because
me out.
that's a pretty high altitude. I don't know
Yeah.
how it survived that.
5-6 miles.
I don't know. Okay, maybe this is just me.
Let's drop your phone. Let's do it tonight.
Oh man.
And I think you guys are the weirdos, but like I'm still focused on like the fucking door opening.
Oh dude.
Like it's like, oh yeah, iPhone survived. Great, good shit. A fucking airplane door opened.
Yeah.
No. But like, I mean, if there were casualties, I think we would have talked about it.
Yeah, they definitely grounded all those planes, like the Boeing said. I was gonna say down, but that's maybe a little too soon. But Boeing 737 was it 9 Max or some shit. This Max line is not going well. Yeah, right. Like, so this Max line is not going well for them.
Interesting. Man. Doesn't your iPhone have a Max Pro variant?
Wait, did the Max Pro Max was it a Pro Max or
it was a Pro Max?
Damn. It
was a Pro Max that survived.
So a little more surface area, so a little less, a little more air drag. What? So it survived the crash or fall, whatever.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with it. All right, guys.
Yeah.
But we've veered way off of Sony and their EV, but dope as fuck. Couple more guys, and I promise I'm done here. But so this is an interesting one. We were talking at this point maybe a couple months ago about the SAG-AFTRA, like the Screen Actors Guild, like their kind of negotiation for the contracts, right? And a lot of it was focused around AI, right? So they struck a deal with an AI voiceover company. I think it's called Replica Studios or something like that. And basically they've dictated the rights or like the way that they can handle using AI to generate voices, like digital replicas of their voices. And so, and I don't know the details of it, but like I'm sure they laid out like, compensation, recognition, like all that kind of stuff. So very interesting, kind of one of the first of its kind. And I think it's not going to be it's going to be the first of many that's going to have to do this, right? As video games become more realistic and really use a lot more real, like I would say, like actual actors in the likeness of the characters that they're using.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. I am very happy for it, but I know it's a long fight and it's gonna be a steady fight that's gonna happen, man. Like after our 12th episode of like just learning more about the music industry and stuff. I did a little bit more research about like distributors and record labels and stuff, and there's so much fraud, man. Like there's so much there's so many ways that our new artists are being taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. I was looking into this one company called United Masters, and they're known as like, their whole branding is like, oh, we're not a record label. Like traditionally, we just want you to be independent, but we'll help like promote your stuff and partner you up with the NBA and all these things. And like, imagine your song, like, playing behind the highlights of like.
You said NBA? Like
NBA, like the National Basketball Association.
Okay. Literally the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Like, imagine your song being played in the back of like a highlight of like a basketball player and all that stuff, and they'll collect all of they'll collect all of the streaming earnings and kind of make one wallet and just distribute it out to you. Streamline. Yeah. And like. Thing is, they're known for withholding wages, giving incorrect wages, and then right when some artists are about to go big or like they're being streamed too much, taking down all of their music from all platforms without any reason.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, hey, we suspected fraud, or we thought you had similar music than someone else, let us look into it.
Shout out to Malhar. He basically gave us a lot of feedback on what he thinks or where the industry is going, and this is one of those things. Like, he actually mentioned how these people will strike these deals, but it's actually not going to be good in the long term.
Yeah. And I think that's what's going to happen with these AI deals and stuff, where it's like, oh, we used it, we took it down though, but everyone knows that like once the cat's out of the bag, it's hard to
can't put it back in.
Like you can't do that. So it's just one of those things, man.
That shit upsets me, right? Like, because after hearing Malhar's story, I have a new respect for any artist, right? Especially more respect for the artists who aren't quite there yet but are getting close, right? That you're most likely to give up right before you hit it big, because that's when like it literally feels like you're probably most exhausted at that point, right?
Yeah, and, it's a mental thing.
And I'll say this, right? Like I didn't get that exhaustion from him. Like he did say like it's a grind. He works all the time, and he's doing it also as a side. Like I'm not gonna use the word side like loosely here, but like he's also like doing proper work too, right?
It's one of the many things he's doing.
Yeah, right. So, and that's why like it was interesting to hear him answer when I asked him like, how does he fill up his day, right? How does he organize his day? Because there's just so much to balance, right? Like I mean, I have a couple things, right? We do this pod, some research for the pod, my regular work day, right? Like jobs, taking care of the kid and family, and like I otherwise it's just hobbies, right? And I'm sure, and he might beat me over the head over this, but I'm sure it started as a hobby, and he's like, listen, there could be something here.
No, he himself said it was a hobby. Like he was, I remember he was like, yeah, I was just like a fucking high schooler making beats on a library laptop,
So I don't want to dwell too much on him. Like if you want to hear more about that, like definitely check out episode 12. Yeah. So it was pretty good. I really enjoyed having him in the studio. Finally, the Golden Globes happened on this past Sunday.
Oh, Joe Coy and his plastic boobs joke.
It's a bold move. Like there were some notable winners this year, and that like I'm like pretty happy about. Naturally, Oppenheimer, Nolan, kind of I wouldn't say swept, but they had quite a large presence amongst the winners. But
you called it. Barbie won the cinematic and the box office achievement award.
Has to be Barbie, man.
It beat out Taylor Swift's concert movie.
Oh, fuck that.
That was a big deal.
Yeah. Gosh, Taylor Swift, that was a year for her, man. Surprising, like that she showed up as a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
Huh.
And she was there with Selena. Apparently, from some of the videos.
Had her own Golden Globes with her.
What?
I don't know, but it works. Golden Globes, like.
Yeah, that's exactly how you.
Like that's the only way.
That's how I want to take it.
That's the only way I'd figure.
Oh, I get it now. It took me a minute. It fucking took me a minute.
Yeah. But I'll say this, right? Like, so I'm just reading some of the items here, right? So the awards at Oppenheimer alone, I'm just gonna stick to that, right? Oppenheimer, best drama, dramatic motion picture. Cillian Murphy, actor in a drama. Robert Downey Jr., supporting actor. Like motherfucker, save some for the rest of us, man. What are the other ones here?
What were you nominated for?
What's that?
What were you nominated for? You said save some for the rest of us. So.
Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. Nolan obviously wins for the director. Ludwig Göransson for the original score. I think that I started by saying that like it was bold for him to go have all these movies with Hans Zimmer and then skip it here. He's like, you know what? I've had enough of you. But and then I think the last one that may have been it actually. That's it. But I mean, that's 4 or 5 awards, right? Like,
funny thing about Taylor Swift. So I saw a bunch of videos online where I didn't see the Golden Globes, but I basically saw it on Twitter. It's in parts.
I didn't know the Golden Globes were this past weekend, man. I didn't know that at all.
I don't keep track of any award shows anymore. I think it's when you don't have cable, you don't get those little ads. It's like
that's
Golden
so true.
Globes,
that's
and
so
then
true.
You're like, oh, cool.
YouTube didn't show me. I guess I wasn't on TikTok that much. Maybe they would have told me, but man.
I don't think YouTube was partnered up this year.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez were chilling. I think they presented an award, and they were like, there was some gossip that was going on, and you see Willem Dafoe just like looking down and just like, he's like, what the fuck am I going on? Like, why am I even fucking here? Because he was on their table. Weird thing that Taylor Swift was like screaming and cheering for Emma Stone. Again, weird pairing. I did not know they were like friends or anything.
I actually didn't know that Emma Stone was in anything last year.
She won Best Comedy Actress.
Yeah, I see. Oh, I see. Musical or comedy. Poor Things. Okay. All right.
I've heard of that one. It seemed funny, just in a weird way where I didn't want to watch it.
Fair enough.
Funny thing is, Taylor Swift left early after losing to Barbie, and she just dipped. She's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Bye."
That's all I was here for.
Yeah. Another funny, for me, the funniest part of the night, more than Joe Coy's comedy, was when Kieran Culkin, he's a lead actor. He won lead actor, and he goes up on the stage looks at Pedro Pascal and he's like, "Suck it, Pedro."
I know, man. No Last of Us awards. That was the whole thing I was confused by, because I'm like, when we talked about it, I was like, it's a good show, but I don't know if it's gonna win awards, right? Like it's a video game adaptation.
I don't know, man. I think that was pretty good. I haven't seen. I think it was a Succession, I guess.
Succession, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Succession, so I wouldn't know.
It's okay. I liked it, but I personally, everyone ended up where they're supposed to. Kind of like the same story I have with like Game of Thrones, right? They all ended up where they were supposed to. I just feel like it was Game of Thrones was probably the most rushed ending ever.
Yeah.
But I feel like Succession kind of like had a lot of build up, and then it at the end kind of just off to the races to wrap it up. It just felt that way. But
the Bear won 3 awards.
I was so happy for that.
Yeah.
That was well deserved.
Did our boy I don't know what his real
Jeremy.
name is. Richie. Did our boy Richie, the real like the
I don't know about him.
God, do you guys remember that episode where he goes to Ever?
Yeah,
and does
yeah.
What's it called when you? Oh my God, what was the term they used there? I forgot what it was.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
limits term shadow. And like learn on a job.
Yeah, like that was such a good episode.
I think they won the award for one of the musical episode. Do you remember that musical episode where they were all just singing?
Maybe. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
They won an award for that, I think, and then they also won the best comedy series award. A bunch of acting nods for both Jeremy and.
I'm not gonna lie. I was
wait, comedy?
Yeah.
That show was anything but, dude. I get fucking.
Can you fact check me real quick?
there were some good comedy moments in there, but I don't think it's a comedy. Let me see here. I don't see it as winning awards. I see the only one is the actress. So Ayo Edebiri, and I think that I forgot what her name was, but she was the lady that came in and basically moonlit there, or shadowed there. She won Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy TV Series. So it looks like they qualify as a musical or comedy, though.
Yeah.
So it's
the
not
musical
not wrong.
part makes sense. I don't think comedy. That show gives me fucking hard.
But musical, that's like one episode that would maybe have that. But like otherwise, like it just has like maybe decent music. But I don't think of it for music. I think it was honestly, I think it's a stressful show.
It's a stressful show, but it's like the kind of stress that you kind of like want to relive.
Also, super sad that the fucking Christmas episode or Thanksgiving episode.
No, that was a
Christmas
Yeah,
or Thanksgiving.
Christmas. Oh my God, I cannot. Dude, I was on a flight to Turkey at that time, and I was watching this episode, and I'm like, I can't breathe, bro. I fucking can't breathe.
Yo,
like, it was
you need
stressful.
to pace around.
The tension in that episode, like
Jamie Lee Curtis, man.
up until the moment it cut, wow.
Yeah. Another cool show that we saw recently, I forgot the name of it. You guys might know the Ali Wong and Steven Yeun show.
Yeah, Beef.
Beef. They won a bunch of awards too.
Here I am thinking. I remember going into that show thinking that it was literally about like food and stuff. Nah, because the trailers made it seem like like they're eating at this like nice restaurant. It's like the form of I don't know, shrimp or some shit, and I'm like, is this what this is? But it's way different. It's a good one-time watch.
A chef? No. She's like a plant collector or like a plant.
Yeah, she's something. Oh yeah, something with that.
Something with plants.
Yeah.
I never fully understood that, but yeah. But yeah, I think that's basically it. Jennifer Lawrence and Ben Affleck had a date night. They were like posing and dancing and
Jennifer Lawrence?
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, I was like, that's fucking new.
I think Brie Larson had a moment because she met Jennifer Lopez for the first time or something, and she was crying, and she was like, "It made my life, whatever." I don't know.
J-Lo? No, not J-Lo, but Jennifer Lopez, like
J-Lo,
Jenny
yeah.
from the block.
Yeah, I think it. I don't know. She might be her.
It's a weird.
I don't
fan or something.
honestly. Remember the fact that like you were a kid growing up, right? And that's J-Lo's career length, right? You could have been. I was actually a kid when she became famous for the first time too, right? And then she's still fucking like doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she won any awards, but like being at these shows, right?
It's just a fun night out for her at this point.
So another funny thing, Mark Hamill, Luke fucking Skywalker,
finally met his mother.
met Natalie Portman for the first time.
Really?
His mother. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yep.
he posted a photo about it. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's like a good summary of
What's been going on?
What's been going around? And I think it's Jeremy Renner's birthday today. So I just wanted to call that out because of the 2023 awards.
My man, like, completely fucking messed with our scales here.
Dominated the 2023 awards season.
Google.
Yeah, so I have a story for you guys that's kind of interesting. I'm not going to say in a good way or a bad way, but let's see how it goes.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So the prompt was, this user responded to original prompt, and the prompt was, what is the creepiest thing that happened to you that you still don't know? Like something along those lines. And this Reddit user posted, I still don't know if my dad did it.
Oh boy.
And
ominous.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
That's ominous off the bat, yeah.
Here's how it goes. A week or so before my 10th birthday, I walked to the corner store with a $5 bill and picked up a jar of ragu for my mom. On my way home, a man I'd never seen before fell in step with me and began talking. Hi, he said cheerfully. My name is Dr. Ramsey, and I'm a pediatrician. Do you know what a pediatrician is? I walked along silently, not replying, and kept on walking, hoping he would take that as a sign and leave me alone. Subtleties were not his strong suit, though, because he kept on chattering. Are your parents looking for a pediatrician for you? Of course, you're almost a big girl now. You'll be needing another kind of doctor soon, won't you? That's okay, though.
What?
They can still bring you to me until then. What's your name? You have beautiful hair. I was actually on my way back from the store from grabbing some suckers for the candy jar in my office. Do you like suckers?
Yo, this sounds very pedophile-ish.
Oh my god.
Thankfully, we were near my house, so I ran forward up the back steps and into the kitchen, in through the kitchen door.
He knows where you live now.
Wait, sorry. How old was this person? Sorry.
Yeah, it was
10th birthday.
okay.
Oh my god, she's a 10-year-old girl. I'm assuming.
So I mean,
Yes.
this is like basically like kind of like she's telling a story. So,
Yeah, she's telling
so
her
she's like
own story.
20 plus or 30 plus or however whatever
She's
her age
older.
is now.
Yeah. I don't know her age, but this is an older individual.
It makes me feel better that if she's like that, if she's that, like way older.
I didn't know it then, but that was just the beginning of a very long, very scary ordeal. It didn't take long after that for Dr. Ramsey, quote unquote, to begin showing up. At first, it seemed benign enough, at least to a kid. He would drive by nearly every day, smiling and waving. I told my mom, who said maybe it was on his way home from work. But then the phone calls began. My dad called me into the living room and sat me down. He asked about the day Dr. Ramsey followed me home and if I talked to him. He said I wasn't in trouble and that I needed to tell him the truth. I told him, and he asked if I was sure. Could I be forgetting something? I told him again, and he frowned and said, then how does he know your name? I don't know. It turns out that's not all he knew. He knew my sister's name as well. Pretty soon, neither my sister nor I were allowed to answer the phone call. He called several times a day. At first, neither of us knew what he was saying. Then one night, one of my brothers told us that he was telling my parents that he was going to hurt me and later my sister.
What the fuck?
Yo.
Things got complicated after that. My dad had called the police, but as this was before there were any stalking laws, there was not a lot they could do. They told my parents to call back if he tried anything. My dad then called a friend of his from back in the day who happened to be a cop. For the next month, my dad's friend escorted me to and from school. Suddenly, life as I knew it came to a screeching halt. I couldn't walk to school alone. I couldn't play outside. I couldn't walk to Super America. Kind of like a 7-Eleven for those who don't know.
Never been to a Super America in my life.
I was a figure from context.
When access to me was completely denied, things escalated. It was around this time he began threatening my sister as well. Then one afternoon, my sister, two of my brothers, my mom and I were in the kitchen. One of my brothers saw a glimpse of someone in the garage. They'd seen him too. Dr. Ramsey came bolting out of the garage. My brothers chased after him. They ran all the way to Cherokee Park where he lost them in the trees. My parents called the police again, but nothing came. the only information they had was a description and a name that they were almost certain was fake. A couple weeks later, we woke to find our dog hanging from the side porch.
What the heck, dude?
She was a gorgeous saddleback German Shepherd, born the same day I was. We were all devastated. The cop said there was no evidence it was him and ruled it accidental. But none of us believed that. Who the fuck accidentally hangs a fucking dog?
Yeah.
Yo, also, I am not liking these cops. Either this makes me more scared of the cops than of Ramsey or whatever his fucking name is.
Yeah.
His phone calls became more informative in the meantime. He would talk...
Sorry.
He's talking about his day. He's talking about what he had for dinner last night.
No, I thought he was like giving fun facts. Like, did you know corn and maize have none of the same shared letters?
Did you know that 60% of all dogs accidentally hang themselves?
Yeah. He's like, oh, did you know that Maldives had 30% of all visitors coming from India?
Dr. Ramsey.
Classic
rascal.
That's classic Ramsey.
His phone calls became more informative in the meantime. He would talk about who was home and who wasn't. If my brother said that my dad was home, he would tell him who was really in the house and where they were. He also would talk about the house itself, about the windows in the kitchen he could easily open with a knife from the outside, even if it was locked, and about the French doors that connected the living room to the side porch, and how the lock would be jangled from the outside if you jiggle it just right. That night, my dad put in some carpenter nails at the bottom of the French doors until he could get the new lock ordered.
Also, you just, like, he was so descriptive, I would just change all of those things. Like, you can open up the window with a knife, but what if I put a fucking stopper on top? Your ass ain't coming through.
This stuff. But I get the whole thing is like, it's very...
It's not foolproof, right? Yeah. Like, you can't... You're like, oh, I put a stopper there. It's still a glass fucking window.
Yeah, but you can hear. That's the whole point.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, like,
you cannot be with your children or with your family 24/7, right?
Yeah.
If this is a strange, crazy man that's breaking into your house, even if your wife's with all your kids, what if he has a gun? What if he comes with a knife and just stabs motherfucker?
Bro, my kids wouldn't be living with me at that point. They would be in a different country away from this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is that he's trying to create fear, right? He's doing it successfully here, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, clearly.
Dude, I have a feeling that at the end of this story, it's just going to be like, it's all made up in some person's head.
Like, my dad was Dr. Ramsey.
Right.
Yeah.
No. My parents had to go to a company event for my dad's work. My older brothers were at Staines West Roller Rink. My sister was on the phone with her best friend. My brother was on the floor asleep. I was watching Devo on the midnight special with Wolfman Jack. When is this?
I don't know when this happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like 60 years old, this story.
It was late. Suddenly, the top of the French door swung inward. And in the few milliseconds before the nails at the bottom caused them to snap back, I could see his silhouette. My sister whipped the phone at the television, and we ran upstairs. About halfway up, we realized our brother was still sleeping on the living room floor.
Well, the brother's no more.
As quietly as we could, we slipped back down the stairs to get him. We all went into our bedrooms and didn't turn on the lights.
Oh, boy.
This way, we could see outside. We watched out the window for a while, and when we didn't find him, we crept down the hall to our brother's room to look. We looked down and could see someone standing at the back door. He knocked loudly. "What do you want?" my sister asked out the window. He stepped back and said, "Is this the Mercy residence? I have a pizza for delivery." "Can you come to the door?" She scoffed at him, declaring, "She's not stupid." She could see he didn't have a pizza, and that she was calling the cops. He left. A short while later, my brother returned home. We told him what happened, and he walked around the yard, watching for him. They came back in, then things settled down. By now, we had pretty much given up on calling the cops because it never helped. So we just went back in, each of us, except my youngest brother is still asleep.
Bro, no, you gotta call the cops, man.
Carrying a knife from the kitchen, just in case. Eventually, one of my brothers went into the kitchen to get a bowl of cereal as a snack. Okay.
Yo, this is getting very fucking serious.
Can I just talk about the balls the brothers have? Or they're like, where is he? And they just go to the yard in the darkness looking for this man.
Who has like a detailed like understanding. Yeah, he has a detailed understanding of your entire house.
Yeah.
You could be hiding anywhere.
And like they talked about like, oh, my brothers like saw this man in the corner of his eyes when he went into the garage.
Yeah, and chased him.
And chased him into Cherokee Park. That is the park where people die. Cherokee Park. I'm sorry, that does not seem like a park.
Wait, how do you know Cherokee Park is?
No, it just
but
seems
sounds like it. Right?
Oh, okay.
No one's ever like, oh yeah, runner left unharmed in Cherokee Park at midnight. Like, that's not what the story normally comes out to be.
You could say that for any park, though.
I mean, yeah.
No, I feel like there's some parks, but I digress. So. Eventually, one of my brothers went into the kitchen to get a bowl of cereal as a snack. You know that sensation you get when you can feel someone watching you? Yeah, he had that in spades. He kept looking around the kitchen, to the doorway, into the dining room, at the windows. He didn't see anything, but he could still feel eyes on him. So he went closer to the door to try to see better. The kitchen light were reflecting on the windows of the door. So he still couldn't see. He stepped closer, then closer again, until he was right up to the door, then cupped his hands on either side of his head to see. God. There on the other side of the window was Dr. Ramsey smiling back at him.
Yo, that would scare the shit out of me. That's a fucking Chucky kind of a moment.
Yeah. He turned to yell for my older brothers, and when he looked back again, he was gone. They went out to look for him again, but didn't see him. Again with the search party, bro.
It's nighttime. Call the fucking parents at least. Where the fuck are the parents?
There would be very much illegal things I would be doing. I would be getting a firearm illegally.
This is the one time I think Home Alone is justified.
Yeah.
And you guys know I hate Home Alone.
No. We'll talk about that later. And why you didn't have a loving childhood. But I think I'm lucky enough where this shit wouldn't fly. I'm very happy that I have very trusted and loyal friends that in this situation would come to my aid.
Yeah, there would be like 30 people living in my house right now.
No.
Yeah.
Ready to jump him. They'll live in trees across the border of my house just to find this dude. There's no... my friends will turn into the It Clown just to fuck this dude up. Okay, so... The next night, we were at the table playing Crazy Eights, and my brother was restless. My sister asked him what's wrong, and he said he always felt that, at any moment, there would be a boom, boom, boom on a door or a window. Almost immediately after he finished his sentence, boom, boom, boom on the window, right behind him.
For dramatic effect.
In the chaos, the two eldest ran out, but he was already gone. Dude, stop leaving.
Again.
Stop leaving. What if this man just doubling back and kills your siblings?
That's what I keep thinking, man.
Okay, so they went out.
The two eldest ran out to see him, and that dude was already gone. A couple weeks later, I was at school, and we were outside the playground during recess. I was swinging out upside down when I noticed a now familiar blue Ford Galaxy cruising by, moving slowly. There he was, smiling and waving. He called my name, and I ran to the teacher and told her. The school had been told all about him, and she took me inside right away and called my mom. The same day, my mom had gotten a call from the school office asking her to verify that my dad was picking me up, as he had called to say that he was on his way. He wasn't.
Oh, boy.
Not long after, I woke up one night thirsty and went down to the kitchen for a drink. And there, sitting alone in the dark, was my dad.
Oh,
on a table.
I thought it was Ramsey.
No, on a table, a gun. He was tired of the police waiting until Dr. Ramsey tried something. He was tired of his children being terrorized. He was tired of being afraid every time he left for work that something would happen to us while he was gone. I sat with him for a time, watching, before he sent me back to bed. Those events and many more took place over a period of around 18 months.
Jeez.
18 months? Dude, that's torture.
That's psychological.
That's torment, man.
Dude, I would need therapy for probably my whole life.
How would you overcome the PTSD from that?
You don't.
Yeah. I would never feel safe anywhere.
You can't.
Because it's your home. It's violated your home, right?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the Game of Thrones didn't help either.
What?
Ramsey.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh yeah.
God damn it, dude.
Okay, yeah. Game of Thrones didn't help.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Another
He
psycho.
didn't have an advanced degree though, so a little less terrifying.
Then,
I guess.
as suddenly as it all began, it was over. He had vanished from our lives. The phone calls, the drive-by with the creepy waves, everything. For a long time, during and after Dr. Ramsey days, I would have reoccurring nightmares in which I would wake up to find him standing over me as I slept. It took a long time before I felt like a kid again. I found out years later that when he was calling, Dr. Ramsey would tell my parents that he would do things to me and my sister and kill us. And there was nothing they could do about it. I didn't know what happened to him when he disappeared. I don't know if he was in a car accident, locked in prison, in a coma, but sometimes I wonder if the wait ended for my dad when he was sitting in the darkened kitchen one night. I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to.
Yeah, something's best left unsaid on that one. Like whether her dad was just enjoying that first moment of like relief after
Or the dad killed him.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's relieved because he's like, it's done, and I know it's over because he ended him, right? So, man,
The flip side is a lot scarier for me. Well,
Yeah.
there are two scary things. Even if the dad killed him, that means that yes, he did it in protection, but he never got fucking caught.
Nothing.
That's fucking scary.
Well, they did say he had a friend in the force, right? So it's like almost like they probably went,
Probably
they were
took him
above
down probably took the body bag down to Cherokee Park.
Cherokee Park. Yeah, but I'm saying like some stuff he probably just did like above the. I don't know if
I
the
still
right
don't
word.
think it's as easy to like
No,
get
no,
rid
no.
of a body or
Oh no. I don't pretend to even know how to do it. One and two, like I mean, if Hollywood is any indication, it's very difficult. Right?
Well, I won't be able to sleep tonight. Thank you.
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah. But the flip side is, what if he's still around?
Yeah, he just stopped.
He stopped, but maybe he comes back, finds them, and kills them as adults.
Damn. Have you seen the movie It? I
Yeah.
mean, we cited this earlier.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, I don't want to ruin it overall, but like it's kind of that, right? He terrorizes these guys, these kids, when they're kids, and then comes back when they're adults.
Is this what the story is? Did you just tell me the script of It?
No, I didn't. My mind went to a darker place actually, where it was like, what if out of that interaction, the dad never made it back, but Dr. Ramsey did.
Well, she would know what he looks like.
Yeah.
No, like I was thinking full on horror movie face
like
swap,
yeah, okay.
or like these kids are in such like fucked up mental state that like they just never really.
Damn, they didn't put those pieces together.
Or like they're just so fucked up in the head and like with terror that they're like, yep, that's dad.
But no, that wouldn't work because Ramsey wanted to kill them, not be their father, right? So there's
I don't want to be the one to say it, but like I mean, I'm in for a good twist, but because this is real, I'm assuming it's a real story that this person posted.
I think this is made up.
Right. That like, I'd like to think they got closure.
Do we have any top comments?
Oh, any comments there? Probably no updates here, unless I would not want updates on
I
this.
really don't want updates on
Right?
this, please. Update. Hey, this is Dr. Ramsey. I just murdered everyone.
Right.
Top comment. Good guy dad. Kills Dr. Ramsey and doesn't tell you about it.
Right?
Curiosity killed the cat. Some things are best left unknown. And then the comment after that is, curiosity may have killed the cat, but her dad definitely killed that guy. Man.
Gotta love Reddit. Gotta love Reddit for this stuff. Oh man, it's a weird note to wrap this on, but
Yeah. Now that wasn't he supposed to?
This is actually a valid question that someone wrote. It was like, creepy story. Thanks for sharing. ? Just one question. Why would your parents leave you alone in the house with just you, your sister, and your younger brother? This just seems insanely irresponsible and dangerous to me.
It sounded like that one time he like was terrorizing them around the house and shit. It sounded like his parents like went on some trip.
Because they were gone for like 2-3 days,
They're
right?
like, what?
Someone's like, was I the only one that thought about Gordon Ramsay, the famous chef? Like, just imagine
your door locks are garbage.
I just imagine this man, like, this creepy
You call this a sandwich?
yeah, this creepy figure, like, jarring from the darkness into your kitchen. It's like, that salmon is garbage.
No, he just stares at them, smiles, and says, "You're an idiot sandwich."
Old 2 pieces of bread. Oh my god. And it's crazy to think like this all just started one day when this girl was walking home from school. Or from that's in the supermarket, right? Or whatever it was.
I thought this was supposed to be one of those, am I the asshole, or did this person do anything wrong? Truth off my chest kind of a thing.
Yeah.
This is a fucking horror story.
I was
not expecting this.
Yeah, like this was all nervous laughter, not,
Laughter.
Genuine laughter, yeah, like so
So we're all staying at the studio today, right?
What the fuck? Sorry,
I think so.
I don't know.
Think so.
I don't know what this has to do with anything. But one of the commenters wrote, "I heard a story about a dad who faced a similar situation with his daughter. So he bought a gun and spray painted on his garage in green paint. If you come near my daughter, I will kill you, for the whole neighborhood to see. When the dad found the guy in the backyard one day later, he shot him 3 times. The guy died."
That's the story.
That's the story. See, I like the storytelling.
The fuck does that have to do with anything?
Holy shit.
Is there like a law where if you give him a warning before you kill him, it's alright? Like,
stand your ground. I have no fucking clue.
The legality of any of this.
But real talk, I'm all for justice. And I'd like to think our boy wrapped it up.
He clearly didn't. He clearly wasn't good at wrapping it up. This girl had 6 siblings, bro. And dumbass siblings too that would run into the fucking dark ass forest.
Dude.
But no, I genuinely terrifying fucking story.
Terrifying start to the first episode of the year.
Yeah.
It's all uphill from here, and I just know that shit wouldn't fly like this if it's anyone close to me. I'm very happy with that, where a gun would not be something I pull out 18 months in the future.
It wouldn't be the last resort. It would be day 2.
Yeah, I have so many questions on why did the parents... why did the parents keep leaving them alone? And
I think I mean,
but 18 months. You just can't be staying at home.
As I say that, you're right. But I would never leave the state, never leave the city, for multiple days without bringing the kids with me. Right? And I get it that they have fucking 18 kids. So it's a big production to move, but goddamn.
I genuinely think I'll start doing when you're trying to trick a fucking toddler and you just start speaking out loud. I'm going into the kitchen now. You're playing fucking peekaboo with a child. That's the type of shit I would do starting week 2.
Fuck yeah.
It's I'm gonna go to the Super America market. Hope no one tries to harm my daughters when I'm gone. Gonna loop back around with a fucking gun. That's what I'm gonna do. Come at me, Dr. Ramsey.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, fucking terrifying.
Also, yeah, the older siblings were great and all, but
they were not great.
No. I'm sure they're probably built or something. I'm hoping at least.
No, you're not built enough for psychos, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. They're many. You're just one guy, and all you're doing is just waving. What kind of psycho? It is psycho shit, but you're just giving them PTSD,
his dominance, bro.
But he had so many opportunities to murder them, though. That's the part I'm not understanding.
With them, it's a game, dude. For psychopaths, it's a game.
Yeah, so it's almost he's inciting fear, right? That's why I kept doing the threats, not actually acting. Thankfully, I hope.
If he just wanted to murder, he could have murdered that child the first interaction he had.
Yeah, the kid detected something was up, but you're right. There's a lot of... He could have easily overpowered her, right?
I guess. We can talk about this for days because this is really scary and confusing.
This is slumber party now, guys.
Yeah. I don't feel safe no more.
Yeah.
But okay.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
They're getting everyone tonight. All right. This is a good episode. We talked about all the things that just happened in the first couple of weeks of January.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty solid in terms of how the world has progressed. Our resolutions are intact. Our CES is going great. Apple Vision Pro is awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but not for $3,500. I really hope this podcast takes up so I can buy the Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, send it over, man.
Sony made some good Need for Speed based cars, I guess.
It's a new driving experiences, I guess.
Golden Globes were as entertaining as like, they could have been because, I mean, cable and TV, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, really creeped out right now, so I don't have more words.
Shout out to Dr. Ramsey.
Yeah. But yeah, good being back in the studio. 2024, hoping to get a lot more content out first full year.
Yeah.
So a lot of pressure on us. And
hoping for 40 episodes this year.
Yeah, let's go. That's a good number. That's what I had in my head too, actually.
Yeah.
And otherwise, just really excited. Really excited for this.
Also, we want to get to 500 subscribers this year. So
ambitious.
Very ambitious, but that's, I mean, we got to keep our goals high.
Yeah. We have to get our socials up too. But all right, yes, yeah. Thanks everyone for listening in. We'll catch you all next time.
Peace.
All right, guys, time to hit the hay.